All right, welcome back. Marq here, and we are locked in on the first mind tool, which is making success the new norm. Making success the new norm. Here's the reality, okay? Reasons aren't going to get you to where you want to go. Results come from an obsession with getting you to take massive action. That's the reality of this game, okay? That's what makes it so doable. That's what makes it so difficult. All right. How many people do you know who know what to do and simply don't take action when it comes to getting things done? They have failed. They have failed to obey this law. Certainty, belief, plus massive action, plus effective execution is the cure-all. Okay? And that's exactly what we have here. Okay? We have this circle that allows your team to complete this algorithm, which guarantees success. Okay? And when it comes to business, there is no need for hope. There's no need for luck. These things we don't believe in here in Marq Neasman Consulting, and we definitely don't implement it inside of the HPL Journal. We believe in you taking massive action. We believe in cause and effect. It's just that simple for us here, all right? So the reality is what we want for you is to get rewarded in public for what you practice in private, okay? Here's the diagram. Certainty naturally leads to potential. Well, what is potential? Potential is simply the ability to see a vision and implement a mission. When you are able to communicate a message that allows your team and your staff to clearly see what they cannot physically see right now, but they can see it in their mind's eye, that creates potential. And the more potential that a person can see, the more action they're willing to take. It's simple, okay? The more action they're willing to take, and naturally, the more action they're willing to take, the greater the results. And so we have a way of filtering through how well we actually go through this algorithm here, this circle here, all right? And it's done with 6 simple questions, all right? You'll hear us talk about simplicity a lot because we believe simplicity is genius, all right? Simplicity is what gets people to move. And that's ultimately what we want for you and for your team. So the first question we have here is, what is my certainty about what I'm doing? And you can take that question and not only ask yourself and be completely transparent and vulnerable because this is inside of your mind, but you can also take this question and use it with your team as well, right? So what is my certainty about what it is that I'm doing? And you're going to rate yourself from 1 to 10. And I challenge you to actually avoid the number 7. All right. In our years of study, and doing this, our years of research, number 7 is probably the most common number used. We actually try to persuade people to not utilize that number because it's a fail-safe. It's a fail-safe number. And so we say, well, if you had to choose any number, would you choose 6 or would you choose 8? And that helps us to understand really where their degree of confidence is as it pertains to this question. The second one is, what is the potential success I see in this? Right? And that's obviously not a one-word answer. It's an open question for a reason, right? We want the individual to really lean into what they see there. Not only you, but again, your team and the individuals working alongside you. And then the third question is, if I fail, will I know exactly why? Now, I mean, that's a perfect time for that person to say yes or to say no. Right? Ideally, they do know why they fail if they fail. But if they don't, then that shows us where it is that we need to do more research, where it is that we need to do more learning. It might be market research. It might be development more in the product or whatever it is that you're putting together. It may be leaning into the process. It may be getting the right people in the right seats. We don't know, right? The next one is, if I succeed, do I know exactly what the cause was? And ideally, the answer is yes there as well, right? These 2 questions help us to understand just how clear we are on what it is that we're setting out to do. Naturally, things will not go as planned. They rarely ever do. However, if we're able to dictate why we failed or why we succeeded, man, we're absolutely on the right track. And the 5th question is, to what degree have I taken massive action? And you're supposed to rate yourself here as well. Again, I encourage you to use any other number except for the number 7. And what we'll realize is that based off of this massive action taken, we can almost determine how effective our execution has been, right? It's not necessarily always about the plan, but more than anything, it's always going to boil down to the action. You need a plan. Don't misconstrue that part. But the action that's willing to be taken, the action that's willing to be taken is the overall determinant. This again is making success the new norm. And just to finalize this, what's the why behind this? The why behind this product is because ultimately we don't believe, whether it's internally or externally, whether it's our associates or our clients, we don't believe that there should be any lack of success within an organization. We believe that in us serving you, there should be success in impact, income, and influence. And we mark that by 40 to 60% increase. We ask that same thing. We demand that same thing of ourselves internally. We believe that it's our job as well to provide that same degree of impact, income, and influence to our associates and to our staff members. And so success is a big deal for us. Make sure that you stay tuned. We have more to come. Fix your crown and rule the day.